Oh man, it's like pudding. Dang it. Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Eric B, and welcome back to the channel. And I know I've been MIA for a while and haven't really been producing any videos or anything, but I've been in the process of moving and dealing with work and all that stuff. So hopefully I can start bringing you guys more videos when I can. But right now I'm currently living in South Korea. So I'm out here for work. And right now we're having some issues with the Typhon 3S. So let me go ahead and show you what's going on. All right, so here we go. We got the Typhon torn apart and everything. Got the motor out. Everything's kind of ripped apart right now. So as you can see, I have the motor torn apart. So a little backstory. Was driving this thing around and then started to notice the car would always shut off on me, and I was wondering what in the world is going on. Steering would still work and everything, but I had no throttle. So, I didn't think anything of it at first. I would just shut it off, turn it back on, and it was good to go. Long behold, as the motor bearing was starting to fail, I think the ESC was starting to go into some overload protection. I think that's what was going on. If you guys know, let me know down in the comments below. But I think the motor bearing was starting to create some resistance and everything, and I guess it would start to heat up the ESC, so the ESC would be like, nope, we're shutting down. And I think that's what was going on. One day I was actually out driving it and it just completely stopped working, and the rear tires were locked up. I thought it was the rear diff, and it wasn't, because I had already replaced that one time before, but I kind of had a feeling that it was the motor. Tore everything apart. Sure enough, it was the motor. It was seized up, wasn't moving or anything. So what I ended up doing here, as you guys can see, I went ahead and tore it apart and everything, pulled everything out, and sure enough, if I can focus, that bad boy was the culprit right there. So this motor bearing right here is completely seized up. This one is still good, rotates freely and everything. But basically all you got to do is take out 3 screws. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then slide this piece out, and that's the back side of the motor there. So that'll come out, and then you can just pull this out. And it's going to be a little tough because it's magnetic and everything. So you just pull that whole piece out there, and you'll be able to get to that bearing right there. And that bearing is buried down in there. Not really buried, but it's down there in the bottom. So in order to get that out, I had to place it on this side, and I think I took like an Allen key or just something that would fit through this hole, but also make some contact with the bearing. And you're gonna have to kind of give it some good force and bang on it just a little bit, and then it will pop out. So I don't know if I'm the only one that's been having issues with this. I've seen someone else on here, on YouTube. They've had some issues with it as well, and then it was kind of a nice little video explaining on how to replace the motor bearings and everything. But if you guys are having an issue with that, I think it's just these Spectrum motors that's been having that, it's easy to replace. So basically I went with Jim's bearings here, ordered a set. Comes with the one that you need right there. It comes with 2 smaller ones, but that bigger one's the one that you're gonna need. I forgot the actual size. I think it's like 5 by, I'm not even gonna try to tell you guys. I can't remember the actual size, but you definitely look it up. And I'll probably put the actual bearing size down in the description below so you guys can see that. But yeah, I got those in, so I will replace the one that's bad. The other one's still good. Get everything put back together, throw them back in the car, and hopefully we will be driving once again. So yeah, that's the story on what's going on with that. Now let me show you guys some of the parts that I actually got for the car to either replace or upgrade. All right, so here's some of the parts that I went and got just for replacing some of the old parts on the car. So I definitely needed a wheelie bar because I was always doing wheelies and scraping up the back of the spoiler. If you guys got to type in 3S or 6S, you definitely know how that is. So a wheelie bar will definitely help out. And I just went with all Arrma brand parts here, as you can see. I needed some more body clips, so I went ahead and replaced those, or I'm going to replace them. Let's see, we got some new drive shaft because the one that I have now It's kind of falling apart, so that definitely need to be replaced. We got some new A-arms. One of the rear A-arms finally cracked on me, you know, after hitting some awesome jumps and everything with that thing. And as you guys know, the Typhon 3S is pretty tough. I was gonna get some, what is it, the RPM, that's what it is. I was trying to think there for a second. So I was gonna get some RPM arms, but I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go with these stock ones because I'm not doing anything too crazy. And even if I do, these A-arms are actually pretty good, but if they break again, I guess I'll just go ahead and throw the RPM ones on there. You know, I should have just did that from the jump, but it is what it is. And then I went on ahead and got some new aluminum hex, as you guys can see there. The ones that I have on there now, these are the stock ones, but they're all scraped up and everything. I just wanted to replace them, you know, because the threads are getting messed up on them. So I wanted to go ahead and change those out and also get some new nuts. So that's what we're working with as of right now. So hopefully we'll get the car back up and running, and then we can start bringing you guys some videos, you know, of driving around and stuff like that. Maybe find some jumps and stuff. If I can find a skate park or something like that, because I do not have my ramp with me. So yeah, that's what we're working with. All right, so real quick, just wanted to show you the new hex, how good the threads look. Everything looks nice and good to go. And then if we go to the ones that are currently on the car, so focus, you can see how chewed up those are. The ones in the back, oh yeah, definitely time to replace them. So I got the new nuts and the hexes, so this is just crashing and stuff like that over time, and they just got really beat up, so definitely want to take care of those. All right guys, and one more time, if you hear a fan in the background, I'm charging my batteries, but just one more time up close, you can see how chewed up the old hex is compared to the new one. And as for the rear A-arm, I got it swapped out, just had to do the one. As you can see right there, it's hard to manipulate it with one hand, but it's a nice little crack right there. Probably could have ridden on it for a little bit longer, but not gonna take the risk, just go ahead and change it out. All right, just so you guys have an idea of what I was talking about, in order to remove this bearing from the bottom here, down on the inside, basically all I did was just take something like a Allen key or something like this, that's big enough to, you know, place onto the bearing, and then you can just push it out or kind of like bang it out a little bit, but it might be stuck, so you may need to take like a small flat tip and kind of put it on the inside there and kind of just pry it out. I know this isn't a flat tip, but something like this, you kind of just take it and stick it in there and kind of just pry it out to get it started, and then you can take this and then just kind of put it in there and just push that bearing out, and then it'll pop out. So there's that, in case you are wondering. All right, so all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the new bearing, push it down inside of there, and then we're gonna get this piece, place it back in there, and then take the top here, gonna put that back on top, put the screws on, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, real quick, one thing I wanted you guys to see and know, that the bearings on the Arrma motor are going to be different. So I think if it's the newer version, the motor or the bearing that's on this end right here is going to be smaller, and then the one that I'm replacing that's on this end here is going to be bigger. So I believe that this one is a 5x16x5, the one that I'm replacing, and the smaller one is a 5x13x4. So just know that I think the older version of the motor uses two of the same size, and then the newer one has two different sizes. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure this is what it's gonna be. So if you guys order the bearings, just know which one you're replacing and which sizes they have to be. But once again, I'll put those the bearing sizes down in the description below. All right, so now we got the bearing in, we got the shaft and everything put back inside. So now what we gotta do now is take this little washer that you guys might find. It's like beveled. So if you take the part that's curved facing down, then you go ahead and put that on first. And then there's gonna be a spacer that comes with it as well. So I think there's like a small beveled edge on one edge of it, and you just wanna make sure that beveled edge is facing up. So, dropping it here. And then all you gotta do is put the end cap back on with the screws, and you'll be good to go. Now, just I forgot to mention, that the bearing that I got from Jim's Bearings, that was about $7, so not too bad. I guess you can probably purchase those in bulk, maybe from Amazon or something like that. Just in case you screw one up or you need to replace it again, you'll have additional sets. All right, so we're all good to go, and she spins freely now, so hopefully that clears everything up and we're running smooth. And if you guys want to see a more in-depth video on this, there is a guy, RC Lee, on here. He has a really good video that he did where he took everything apart and goes really in depth on how he changed the motor bearings out and everything like that, so definitely check that out. All right guys, so we're out here, we got the car all finished up. Gonna take her for a quick drive to see how she performs after replacing the motor bearing. But just a couple little additions that I did. As you can see, the hex and the new nuts and everything right there. Don't mind the wheels, they're still dirty. Haven't really cleaned the car up in a while. But I think the red nuts really pop on the car, make it look kind of good. And then I got the wheelie bar added. That way we're not scraping up the wing or anything when we're doing wheelies and stuff like that. And that's about it. And then I replaced that A-arm on the bottom, so that's good to go. And the one thing that sucked is my ESC fan stopped working. So it is hot outside right now. Hopefully we don't go any kind of like thermal shutdown or something like that. So hopefully I can get a few little runs in so you guys can see that before she cuts off. I do have a new fan in the mail, but for now let's go let her rip. All right, well, the spot that I picked, I didn't realize there was going to be so much water. It did rain a lot, but I didn't expect there to be a bunch of water here. So it is what it is. And if it's a little windy in the camera, I apologize. I don't have the microphone dead cat or whatever on it. So, all right, we're back in business. I am running a 18 tooth pinion and a 3S LiPo 100C. Yeah, I can't get too crazy. I really don't want to get this thing in the water. Oh no! No! Crap! Oh man! It's like pudding! Dang it! Now I gotta. Oh, I hate getting water all over my car and washing it, and you get all the rust and stuff. Well then, that sucked. See if we can find somewhere else. Looks like she's good to go. Woo! All right, guys, that was a little boring, nothing too cool or anything with the drive, but just wanted to show you. She runs good now with everything that I did to the motor, replacing the bearings and all that stuff. So now that she's all muddy, I gotta go take her and clean her off. Freaking, I hate that. Like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I know that's what it's for, but it's just, I don't know, it's just me. All right, guys. If you guys got any comments or questions, leave them down in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.